I don't want her to grow up in a home where her parents treat each other like this. Don't. I'm sorry.
There's something powerful about being able to withhold emotion in a useful way. There are movies that just have this abundance of sadness and emotion. And while it doesn't always hinder a movie, it eventually numbs you to the devastation you're seeing. You expect it, and therefore it loses its momentum and its passion. While I really appreciate when emotion is subdued, it's very obvious when it's used incorrectly. We see this a lot with modern comedy movies, particularly the works of directors like Judd Apatow. I'm still a big fan of his movies, but sometimes the main character, who may come off as a jerk or someone without a lot of connectability, is given this sudden jolt of loneliness, usually near the end of the film, that's resolved within a few minutes, and we're supposed to all of a sudden feel happy for this character not being lonely, but we really don't. I don't put the blame fully on Apatow though, but more on his lack of time. When a movie nails its emotional beats, it's amazing. And that movie is usually held as a great and wins awards and gets massive recognition because it's not easy. Convincing an audience to truly empathize with a character in 2 hours is very hard. But just because my appreciation for that is vast doesn't mean emotion should go unappreciated in long-form media either, or think that it's much easier. Let's take a look at Judd Apatow's shows. He has popular ones like Freaks and Geeks and Undeclared that do this well, but I want to look at his newest show, Love, and the character Mickey, played by Jillian Jacobs. The series starts with us seeing her as this self-centered, kinda snobby jerk, but we get the time to see her character slowly develop and understand her loneliness, her depression, her need to feel wanted, and that building amounts to a truly beautiful thing. Now, take everything I mentioned about that show and about what makes emotionality work well, and add on top of that subtlety, and then add on top of that comedy, and then even on top of that sci-fi. And when you blend it all together, you get the wonderfully unique show Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty was created by Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon, and it follows the misadventures of alcoholic scientist Rick and his not the sharpest tool in the shed grandson Morty, who split their time between domestic family life and interdimensional travel. It's a show that is often embraced for its laugh-out-loud comedy and praised for its genius use of science fiction. You're just as likely to be intrigued with the crazy directions the plot goes in as you are to be howling at Rick's abrasive manner and Morty's boyish stupidity. But you're probably wondering, Alex, this is obviously an amazing show that I'm gonna watch after I finish this video, comment how much I loved it and subscribe, but what does it have to do with emotions? And that's the thing. The emotions are not meant to be obvious or apparent. You're supposed to be distracted. That's what I mean about subtlety. This show throws 1,000 things at you all at once. A million jokes, crazy alien battles, constant profanity, tons of improv, ridiculous sexuality, pop culture referencing humor, and then, without slowing down, here's something about Beth and Jerry's marital issues. Here's Summer feeling unappreciated. Here's Morty feeling inadequate. Here's Rick abandoning his selfishness to save Morty. Here's Rick sacrificing his own happiness to save Morty. Here's Rick turning around to save Morty. Rick is always saving Morty. Rick, though constantly ripping into him and breaking him down and making him feel minuscule, really cares about Morty. This family really cares about each other. So much so that when they make sacrifices for each other, you don't think they wouldn't do that. They hate each other. And it doesn't feel weird. It's not an awkward change of pace for the show. It brings this realization, this feeling of, oh, these characters matter to each other. And it matters to me that they matter to each other. There's an impact to the subtlety of their emotions. There's no moment where someone yells, "I'm doing this for my family," because that would be cheesy and not relatable. In the real world, families bust each other's balls. We're raunchy from time to time. We're not constantly trying to be perfect. And while we show love for one another, we don't do it always or often because then it wouldn't really matter. Rick and Morty shows that withholding emotion is how you show emotion is something important. It takes time and it needs to be earned. And when you earn emotion, that's when you can truly appreciate it. Hi there everybody, I just wanted to make this quick outro to say thank you to the handful of subscribers I got over the last few weeks. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to making more videos. I think I'm gonna slightly switch up my style, not anything too drastic, but something that'll get maybe better quality videos, or maybe even more videos or longer videos. I'm still trying it out, but in the meantime, I'm going to be doing a few reviews. I have one for the new Bon Iver album, and I think I'm going to do one for Luke Cage once I finish that. I'm working out the kinks. I've been having some issues with my camera and getting the video to work with my editing software, but hopefully I can get that worked out. If not, audio only, but you know, whatever, deal with it. I'm just kidding. But thank you so much for watching and listening. I really appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe and have a great day.